The one thing that rips families apart during the Halloween season is the discussion about candy corn. You either love them or you hate them. Leave me a comment and let me know if you love them or hate them. But love or hate, the one thing we can all agree on is there's way too much sugar in candy corn. So let me show you how to make a low carb, virtually no sugar version that you'll enjoy if you enjoy the candy corn. If not, hope you'll enjoy watching me make it, and just use this one for entertainment purposes only. If you're a candy corn lover, I think you'll really like this recipe. Candy corn, candy corn, candy corn. Say it 3 times and it will appear. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a low carb version of the candy that some people love and some people love to hate. Just always been something to me about the little yellow, white, and orange candies that signify the Halloween and Thanksgiving season. So I hope you like this version of it if you like the candy corn. Let's get right into making these. And if you know somebody that loves candy corn or somebody that hates candy corn, make sure you share this video with them if you know they like them but they don't like all the sugar. So what you're going to need for this candy corn recipe is some allulose. This is the one I can find near me. I can get it at Publix, I can get it at Walgreens, Walmart has it in some areas, so it's pretty available. You're also going to need some of this Splenda Magic Baker's Blend. And the reason that I combine these two is the erythritol in this Magic Baker has kind of a cooling effect, and when you're making candy you don't really want that cool taste in your mouth, so I combine these. It's already combined, but I just use more allulose. We're going to use some instant non-fat dry milk. Uh-oh. You hear that? Yep, it's the keto police. Now this does have some carbs in it, but the amount that we're going to use is minimal, and you really need this to make the candy corns come out the way they should. You're going to need some salt, either the pink Himalayan or the Redmond real salt. You're going to need some of the Splenda, and this is a multi-use syrup. This is what's going to help make the candy. You're going to need some keto honey. You're going to need some pure vanilla extract. Make sure you get the real deal. Don't get any of that fake stuff. You're going to need some almond extract. And the last thing you're going to need for this recipe is some butter. And this is optional, but if you want it to look like candy corn, you got to have this. Food coloring. I've got some white food coloring, and I'm going to use the yellow and red in this to make my yellow and orange colors. So I'm going to measure everything out, and I'll show you what to do next. We're going to go over to the stove and start cooking up this delicious and low-carb candy. So if you've looked at my directions already, you'll see that I had 2 separate sections for the sweetener. And the reason for that is we're going to combine, and I've already combined the allulose and some of the Magic Baker blend. I put in the milk powder and I put the salt in here. I went ahead and put it in the blender because I'm going to use the Ninja to combine all this together. But then separately, you're going to need a 1/3 cup of the sweetener. So what I did is I filled this 1/3 cup about 1/3 of the way up with the Magic Baker blend and finished filling it up with the allulose, because we're going to put that directly into the pan to cook down, and this we're going to add in later. So I'll show you how to do that. So what we're going to do next, and I'll put the link to this Ninja Auto IQ down in the description. This thing is perfect, but we want to blend all this up because the allulose is a little bit granular. So I want to make sure and get a good blend on this. So what I'm going to do is go with the smoothie, and this is going to automatically blend it, let it settle, blend it again. So this is a perfect setting for this. See how it'll stop like that automatically? That's the IQ part. It's smart like that. And it stops automatically, and you can see it's really well combined. What I like to do still when I'm dealing with powders is is just put it in there one more time, give it a couple quick pulses. But it was already combined really well. So here's our finished powder. We're going to start cooking this candy. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put about a tablespoon of this keto honey in there. Just like that. And I'm going to finish filling this up. Actually, let's put a little bit more in there. This is going to thicken it up a little bit. And then I'm going to put in the Splenda multi-use syrup, and I'm just going to fill this all the way up. And this is what we're going to cook down when we start making the candy. So what I have in this pot is a tablespoon of water. You just want a little bit just to start mixing this together. Then I'm going to put in the sweetener blend that I was telling you about, that we did 2 different mixes. So this one is the smaller of the amounts. The other one is in the blender cup. And I'm going to turn this on medium. And I'm going to go ahead and dump in a mixture of that syrup and that keto honey. Just going to put that in there. We're going to start heating this up. Just make sure you get it all out. A lot of times I'll use one of these. I've got a smaller one. It would work really good for that, just to make sure get all this honey out of there like that. If this syrup was a little thicker, we wouldn't need to use the honey. But this keto honey is essential to get this to thicken up so we can finish it. So we got all the honey out of there. So we're just going to begin to cook this down. It's going to take a little bit of time. We're just going to stir it up and start to break this down. And what we're going to do is bring this up to a boil. When you're making candy, there's a couple different stages that you're going to get to. We're going to bring this up over a boil and let it cook for about another minute. And that's what's called a hard candy boil. So it's going to be somewhere between 245 and 250 degrees once we bring that up. Then we're going to add our butter in and bring it up again. And basically we're going to make a caramel out of this. All this allulose will start to dissolve into the liquid, just like sugar would in normal candy making. Wish you could smell this, because it smells awesome. One day they're going to come out with smell-o-vision, but they have not done that yet. I do apologize. It smells so good. You know, if you like butter. Who doesn't like butter? So we're bubbling away here. And what we're looking for is this to thicken up. It's going to brown, like I said, like a caramel. But we're going to wait until when you run the spoon across, it's going to kind of separate and just hold there. See, if I do this now, it kind of just runs back together. It'll actually hold itself apart a little bit when it gets thick enough the way we want it to make this candy corn. So you can see now how the color's starting to get a little more browned. That's what we're looking for. We're still not there yet. This is going to bubble, then all of a sudden the bubbles are going to kind of go away, and it's going to get to that next step, and that's what we're looking for. Alright, so you can see how this is looking, and you'll notice when I pull this spatula through there, it's taking a lot more time to come together, where it was just running together before. This is kind of what we're looking for, but we're still not quite there yet. I will show you when we are. Alright, so you can see how golden this is getting now. We are almost there. So you'll see when I go through it, see how that stays apart like that? I'm going to cook it down just a little bit more. Now this goes quick once it gets to this stage. And I've got it kind of on a medium-low now. I want to really control the temperature on this so it doesn't go too quickly. Once I can pull it through, see that's staying like that? Just like that. We get nice and brown. Oh yeah, that's looking good. I just want to make sure it's thick enough. once you add that sweetener in, there's no going back. This part's really important to get right. There we go. I'm going to take this off the heat. I'm going to add in my almond extract and my vanilla extract. This is going to bubble up, so just be careful. Stir that right in. That's the alcohol evaporating in there. So that's totally normal, but just be prepared for it. You don't want that to sneak up on you and surprise you. All right, so this is off the heat. What I'm going to do now is take my sweetener. It's been blended. I'm going to dump that right in there. We're just going to fold this in. Just keep stirring until this is fully combined. And then we're going over to the board. You see, this is going to kind of make it like a dough, almost. What I'm going to do first is just spray a little avocado oil on there, just to keep it from sticking, just in case. Because it is a sticky candy. I'm just going to dump this whole thing out on there. So now we've got it all out. I'm just going to kind of put this together, and we're going to cut it into thirds. Now, what you want to do is wait until it cools just enough for you to touch, but you don't want it to be cold. So I'm going to try to make little equal-sized portions here. That's probably good. That's going to be our base. This is going to be our middle. That's going to be the top. So now what we got to do is go ahead and color this. So I'm just going to start with this one. Just a little drop like that. Put a little more in there. This liquid is not as good as the drops, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. So there's really no white that's going to work because they don't have white drops. So I wanted to try it just to see. It's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is just roll these out. I'm going to go ahead and color these right now. I'm just going to do a little yellow, a couple drops of that. I'm going to do a couple drops of yellow here, and also red on that one, because that's going to be our orange. Right, so that orange is looking pretty good. I'm about to go a little more with the yellow. Let me just divide this in two. I'll roll these out. I think my hands are more orange than this is, but that's all right. You'll get the idea. Hands look like Halloween for real. I'm going to take this one, do the same thing. I'll roll this all the way out. And this is still warm, like I said. You're going to want it to be warm so you can still work with it. Get that same consistency there. We're just going to kind of stick these together like that. That one broke, so no big deal. We'll roll it back up. Then roll it back out. Get it together like that. Get a little too much. Take it off. Put it in your next one. So I'm gonna do this with each one of these. We'll take our uncolored that was supposed to be white but wasn't. Put it on top. If any of you guys know a tip on how to make this white other than using like a titanium dioxide or something like that, because I definitely don't want to put any in the food. If any of you guys have a tip for that, please leave me a comment and let me know if I can help make this recipe even better. And these things are so good. It was a lot of fun experimenting with all the different recipes to try to create these things for you. And it's real tasty. So basically what we're left with is this. So I've got a little band of 3 colors. It's going to look slightly different here. That white just didn't take it all. I was trying. When I was developing this recipe, I didn't use any food coloring. So this is actually the first time I'm using this. The orange came out pretty good. This may be a little bit different. White just didn't work at all. So like I said, if you got any ideas for that, please let me know. We're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes and cool all the way off, and I'll show you what to do next. So these make some pretty big candy corns. If you want them smaller, you could probably half the size of these and get double the amount of candy corn out. But all we're gonna do is go in, just make a cut like that. We can go all the way down and cut them. And then what I like to do to finish them up is just kind of flip them over, press down with a knife just a little bit, and that just kind of takes some of those ridges out. And also press down from the top. So I'm just going to finish cutting these. And just kind of pull them up, make sure they don't stick to the board. Pull them apart and just let them cool right where they're at. And now if you want to get super fancy, take that little food coloring, put it right on there, and you get the candy corn. And then once they're cooled, I just put them on a paper towel like that to finish setting up for maybe 20-30 more minutes. So man, I'm about to go eat some of these candy corn. I'm on the side of love them, so I'm gonna eat them. So if you like these copycat keto versions of recipes, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the little bell icon right down there so that anytime I do a video like this, you'll get a notification. And I always appreciate your thumbs up on these videos and your comments. It really means a lot to me that you guys will take the time to watch these videos and that you'll take the time to leave me a comment. I read every single comment that y'all write and I respond to each one of them. Now I'm also on Facebook and I have a Facebook group, and I'll put the link down in the description so that you can follow me on Facebook. I do a lot of memes and things like that, as well as I'll let you know what new content's coming. I'll do some behind the scenes things coming up. And I also have a Facebook group where you can go on and share recipes. There's no keto police, and we can just all go on and be a part of this community together. I hope y'all have a very happy, healthy, and keto treat-filled Halloween. And I'll see y'all in the next video.